Hello everyone. Today I'm going to talk about World Ozone Day. So today is 16th September, which happens to be World Ozone Day. So why 16th September? United Nations International Day for the Preservation of Ozone Layer is celebrated every year on 16th of September. This event commemorates the date of the signing of Montreal Protocol, which deals with the substance that deplete the ozone layer, and it was signed way back in 1987. Now, if you look about ozone, ozone is a molecule containing three oxygen atoms, as you can see in the slide. Now, what is this ozone layer? Now, the question which is very pertinent is why we are talking about this ozone layer and what is ozone layer. So, if you see in this, ozone layer is a layer that is found in the stratospheric region. Now, you know that there are different layers, which are troposphere, stratosphere, mesosphere, thermosphere, exosphere, and then we have the atmosphere. Now, if you see in this particular slide, what you can clearly see is that the ozone layer is found in the stratosphere, or we call it as stratospheric ozone as well. If you see this particular slide, what you can see over there, if you see the picture of the earth over there, and there's a shield is there, which is the ozone layer. As you can see, it encircles the earth in general. Now what happens, this ozone layer protects the earth from different ultraviolet radiation that is coming from the sun. Although you can see in this particular slide, although it represents only a tiny fraction of the atmosphere, but however ozone is very crucial for life on earth. Now we have ozones basically are of two types. One is your good ozone and the other is your bad ozone. The moment you hear about good ozone, you see in the picture there a smile comes to the face. So that means that ozone is good for us. We will see later why this particular ozone is good for us. And then we have bad ozone, which is found in the tropospheric region, and that particular ozone is bad for human beings, not just human beings but also on other life forms. Now, if you see this ozone, which is a good ozone, is produced by the photochemical reactions which takes place in the stratospheric ozone layer. And something which is very alarming is that this particular good ozone is decreasing. However, if you see in the second portion of this slide, lower down portion, what you can see is that this particular is a bad ozone, which is due to photochemical smog reactions, and particularly if you see this particular smokes and exhaust from the exhaust of vehicles is one of the major factor which contributes to this bad ozone. Now coming to the ozone depleting substances. Now these are substances which deplete the ozone. So we can see what are those substances. These are chlorofluorocarbons, also called as freons. Then HCFCs, that is your hydrochlorofluorocarbons. Then we have halogens are there. Then methyl chloroform is another one. Then carbon tetrachloride is another one. Then we have methyl bromide is also. These are some of the ozone depleting substances. Now, if you see these two scientists, Frank Sherwood Rowland and Mario J. Molina, it was until the 1970s, these two scientists, they found the problems of CFCs, and for their work, they have been credited with the Nobel Prize in Chemistry in 1995 with Paul J. Crutzen. And basically, if you see this chlorofluorocarbon, this you know that it's chlorofluorocarbon. So chloro is chlorine, carbon, fluoro is fluorine, and carbon is just a carbon. So this could be a major source of chlorine in the stratosphere, which was worked by these two particular scientists. Now, when the CFCs CFCs reaches the stratosphere, now what happens is ultraviolet rays breaks down chlorofluorocarbons and releases chlorine. Now, this chlorine is very dangerous, as we said that it deletes the or depletes the ozone layer. Besides this, bromine and certain bromide containing compounds, these are such as your bromine monoxide, these are much more effective in destroying ozone. Now, CFCs are one of the problem with CFCs that it do not react with other chemicals in the lower atmosphere, but exposure to ultraviolet radiation in the stratospheric level breaks them apart, releasing chlorine atoms. Now let us see the ozone depleting process. Now if you see here, I've labeled 1, 2, 3, 4 different numbers are associated. So what are those numbers? Now if you see the slide towards the left hand side, you can see the first one is the chlorofluorocarbon is released due to different activities in the Earth's surface by human beings and so on. Now what happens is, as these chlorofluorocarbons release, now in the second position what you can see, CFCs basically rise into the ozone layer. Once it rises into the ozone layer, UV releases chlorine from the chlorofluorocarbon. Now once this UV radiation, it breaks down chlorine, it releases it breaks down chlorofluorocarbon, it releases chlorine molecule. Now this chlorine molecule, as we said, that it depletes the ozone layer or destroys the ozone layer. Now once this ozone layer is destroyed, that means what happens? Depleted ozone layer means more ultraviolet rays will reach the Earth's surface, and more ultraviolet rays means more diseases, including skin cancer. Now, which products contain ozone depleting substances? Now you see plastic foams is contributing 32%, then aerosol is there to 3%. Then besides this, medical sterilants is there, then other refrigeration 17%, then auto air conditioning 20%, and solvents 21%. Now you say cars with AC, these are one of the major sources of this ozone depleting substances, and to be precise is chlorofluorocarbon. Then oven is there, refrigerator is there, pesticides, and when we talk about aerosols, mostly we'll talk about fire extinguishers. Now what are the effects of increased ultraviolet radiation? So in this particular slide, I'll be talking about the effects of ultraviolet radiation. Now the first picture, as you can see, it has an effect on human health, and DNA usually gets damaged because of this particular rays of UV rays. Now besides this, you have cataract, as you can see in the picture over here. Then the third one is a effect on plants. Plants are also getting affected. Then you can see the fourth picture, which is a combo of two. One, you can see affecting the marine life in particular. And now you see coral reefs, which was supposed to be very colorful, it has become bleached. And so this is one of the effects of UV radiation. Besides this, even the materials, as I've shown you the picture of a house, the materials are also being largely affected. Now let us talk a little bit about ozone hole. Now ozone hole literally doesn't mean a hole, but it is the thinning of the ozone layer over the south polar region. Now I've kept the picture. Now you see it started from 1970 to 1996. This picture, although we are talking that we are becoming a developed nation, but at the expense of the ozone layer and other substances, in fact other important substances. So as we are progressing 1970, 1971, 1972, and ultimately when we are reaching to 1996, this is the data that I got. In 1996, you can see there is a big ozone hole has appeared in the Earth surface. Now this is a comic where you can see there's a conversation between the mother and a kid, where kid is asking mother what is a ozone hole, and mother is explaining the ozone hole with the help of the dad's forehead, or rather dad's head, and what she's saying is that dad's head is the Earth. Now pretend that his hair is the ozone layer. Now what happens? Now pretend that his basically, if you see here, big bald spot is the hole. So in a very funny way, the mom is trying to explain the ozone hole. Now what we can do to prevent or take care of the ozone layer? So first of all, you see you need a certified technician to look after the AC of the refrigerator. Then the second picture talks about the car, so that also has to be done by a certified technician. And the third picture, you can see a lady. What she is doing is that she is noting down the procedures and how to safely dispose the refrigerators. The fourth picture over here, you can see, is a hat with a wide brim. That also you can put it on your head, and then you can protect yourself from harmful radiation of the in fact harmful ultraviolet radiation. Then you can go for using sunglasses. This also protects harmful UV lights or UV rays. Besides this, you see people are applying sunscreen lotions. People have the brand name SPF and all those, so different sunscreen lotions can be applied. So if I club together everything over here, what you can see is that the child is holding the umbrella, and the umbrella is protecting the child from the rain. So similarly, this umbrella, if we compare with an ozone layer, that umbrella will portray the image of ozone, and that ozone protects the Earth's surface from harmful ultraviolet radiation of the sun. So you see, so much problems has been associated with the ozone if it is getting depleted. So for this current year, the theme which of 2016 is that global cooperation protecting life on Earth. So we have to work together to protect this Earth from the this harmful ultraviolet radiations. So if I put the last slide here, I'm talking about what we can do is that go green, go genius, stamp the carbon, stand tall, and stitch the ozone layer. So wish you all a happy World Ozone Day. Thank you.